We begin tonight with a live look outside. Snow is, well, starting to taper off. It was dumping just in the last hour. The roads are looking a little dicey out there depending where you are. And it's not just snow. We've got a cold front moving in with frigid temps that our 9 News Weather Impact team is tracking. Thanks for being here. I'm Alexandra Lewis.
I'm Kyle Clark. Snow on a holiday weekend, obviously perfect for skiers in the mountains. Not great on the way home or going anywhere else.
9 News reporter Spencer Soysher joining us live along I-70 in Golden. Spencer, it's been a lot. We've seen it all. Traffic, crashes, and certainly a whole lot of snow this weekend.
Yeah, that forecasted snow is coming down right now, and the equally anticipated traffic mess that comes with it is also real. So we asked skiers today a simple question: is this worth it?
I have new skis for inbounds.
A trip to the mountains for fresh snow is a skier's paradise.
Amazing. The snow was fantastic.
But getting there can be a nightmare.
Driving home, it took us 5 hours to get home.
After 2 trips to the mountains this weekend,
Attitude?
Carly Miller
Oh my God, attitude's everything.
knows the key to staying sane.
Theme songs from our childhood cartoons. When you get grumpy.
Play games the whole time, honestly.
The kids in Rob Brazen's car didn't do any singing.
Always usually stick it out.
They also didn't make it to Keystone, caught up in the traffic backup behind an 11-car crash between westbound 70 and Highway 40.
We made it like maybe a foot within like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It was forever.
For the first time, I don't question that I made the right call. I was like, yeah, because the weather was getting worse.
Yeah, they got nuked with a good amount of snow and good powder turns all around. It seemed pretty bottomless and endless.
Sitting in traffic was easy for these guys, knowing what was on the other side.
I mean, you get that one killer powder run in, you don't care if it takes 6 hours to get home, it's worth it.
Sometimes you make it to the mountains, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, it's always worth it.
Today, yeah. With these conditions, yeah, absolutely.
You could choose to not go and sit at home, or get really good snow. And there's pros and cons to everything.
But with the right mindset, it's worth a shot.
Rescue Rangers.
Colorado State Patrol says that they may shut down I-70 between Silverthorne and Golden if the conditions out here get any worse, but for now, it's still open at the moment. Reporting live, Spencer Soysher, 9 News.
Tomorrow, you're going to want to have whatever that last woman had a bit of, because there will be more headaches on I-70. Portion of Vail Pass will be closed for avalanche mitigation starting at 9 in the morning. Expect significant delays. A person on a snowmobile was buried by an avalanche for an hour today and lived to tell about it. This happened on Shrine Mountain west of Vail Pass, according to the Colorado Avalanche Information Center. They say another person was with the snowmobiler and saw the avalanche airbag sticking out of the snow. Called 911 for help. First responders pulled the person out. The Avalanche Information Center says the person was conscious and talking and cold. Very fortunate. Very, very fortunate, Corey Reppenhagen.
Really fortunate. A lot of people have been fortunate for the most part, except for the people that have been stuck in traffic. But like you said, I think it's worth it, right, for a lot of us. The snow is still going out here. Even in the high country, the snow characterization has been kind of banding, and that will continue where you'll get a burst of extremely heavy snow for a short period of time, and that'll continue to about sunrise tomorrow, and then it'll start tapering off. We've had a few bands here move through the Front Range and the Eastern Plains. This band that went through Denver here dropped about a ½ inch of snow outside the studio here in about 1 hour. So pretty heavy snowfall briefly, but as you can see, that's all gone at this moment. We still have a chance to see a couple more of those bands tonight, although it's wrapping up. And for tomorrow, really cold temperatures all the way through the day tomorrow in Denver and the rest of the state. Have more details on that coming up in the forecast.
Thousands of people came out to downtown Denver for the biggest protest the city has seen in years.
It's part of No Kings on President's Day. It's a national protest against the Trump administration. 9 News reporter Rachel Krause takes us there.
Don't Trump! Don't Trump!
From the Capitol to the streets.
Power to the people!
Thousands of people spent their President's Day in downtown Denver, protesting the president.
Donald Trump has got to go!
By noon, a large crowd gathered on the Capitol steps.
It's just a lot of anger and fear.
Brianna Bosch says the Trump administration's policies have been terrible for farmers like her. Tariffs and USAID cuts are hitting hard, and she wants action from Washington.
I think most people want to know what our senators, what our lawmakers are doing
to battle this. It seems like from our perspective, there's not much being done.
Frustrations are boiling over, pushing people of all ages to protest.
When leaders act like kids, kids become leaders.
I'm not fighting for me. I'm an old guy. I'm 75. But I have two kids. You know, I got a 34-year-old daughter and a 32-year-old son. I'm fighting for them.
As the hours passed and snow fell, crowds thinned, but not the passion.
Protesting Donald Trump and the oligarchy that is coming. The direction that I see in the future is not the direction that I want to be going, so I want to be out here and I want to stand up for what I feel is right.
I'm mad. I'm really angry because there's so much going wrong.
Emma Tunks braved the cold because she's heated over Trump's firings.
I'm interning with the National Park Service, and I'm just seeing it right up close and personal, how everything I care about is being stomped on, and it's not okay, and that's why I'm here.
She's here to call for answers about these cuts, orders, and constant changes coming from the White House.
I stand up for everybody who has felt ignored and oppressed by these billionaires who sit there and laugh at us.
And ready to keep fighting back until their voices are heard.
Absolutely, yes. We can't stop now.
Protesters I spoke with today say they hope that their movement here in Colorado and across the country sends a message to the White House that people are paying attention. They say this isn't the end. They'll be back for more protests like this one until they feel like their message is being received. Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Hundreds of people also gathered today outside of Rocky Mountain National Park and Estes Park to protest layoffs of Forest Service and National Park Service employees. It started about 10 this morning. People stood right outside the park entrance for several hours, chanting things like "Save our forests." At this time, it's unclear how many workers in the state have been laid off. We spoke to one little girl there who's with her grandmother, who says her mom works at a national park in Colorado. She says her family lives in park housing, and the looming layoffs are making her uneasy.
If my mom's job gets impacted or if she gets fired, that could mean that I lose my house.
Park rangers detained one person. We're not sure why. We have reached out to park rangers to find out what exactly happened in that case. The city of Aurora is expected to shut down the Edge at Lowry Apartments tomorrow. Aurora police say there's only a handful of people that still live there. CBZ management ran the complex. It's been at the center of national attention for its reported issues involving members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua, as well as rundown conditions at the complex. Anybody still staying there has until 8 tomorrow morning to leave.
Anne Marie Hochhalter, one of the survivors of the Columbine shooting, has passed away. Hochhalter was 17 when her life shifted from teenage clarinet player to among the most severely injured survivors of the shooting in 1999. High school junior at the time was paralyzed when she was shot in the back. She spent the rest of her days using a wheelchair and dealing with long-term medical issues. Hochhalter's death appeared to be due to complications from those medical problems. She was 43 years old. Family and friends of a CU student who was last seen more than a week ago gathered today to remember her life. The Boulder County Sheriff's Office park rangers found a body matching the description of 18-year-old Megan Trussell on Saturday near the Boulder Canyon Trail. She was reported missing on Wednesday when she failed to respond to texts from her parents. She hadn't been seen since Sunday. Megan's dad was there for the memorial today. He said he is confident investigators will figure out what happened to his daughter. He said in the meantime there is some comfort in knowing that the search is likely over.
This is a different kind of bad. This is grief, and this is knowing what happened. And that's so much easier to deal with than not knowing anything. That was terrible.
Boulder County Sheriff's Office says it's too early to determine the cause of death.